when he was about 5 or 6, no, younger than that, he would always get in the pulpit with Reverend R.T. Davis. Every Sunday he would sit up in there pulpit with him until service started. And then he would always go home, whatever Reverend Davis would preach, he would go home in the basement and have church. And he would sing a hymn. It'd be messed up, we'd all laugh. And then he would preach. And he did that all down through the years. And I would have to go to school because he would be preaching in school. And time the teacher go out, he'd start church.
I've been knowing Dr. Tate since he was a little bitty boy. He lived 1 block behind me. I lived on Prairie, and Dr. Tate lived on Warning. And he was a very aggressive little young boy. And he was always kind.
When he told me he was called to preach, I said, oh no, not you, because you want some money. But when he got ready to preach, I said, I'm not going. I said, because it's a gimmick. And so everybody, we didn't have both. Everybody got out and went on to church. I said, I ain't going. So I said, I'm going. I got in the tub to take my bath. And the water got so hot. I said, oh Lord, you called him. I know you called him. And I went. And God had called him because he preached. He preached like he had been preaching all his life.
One of my favorite things Dr. Tate introduced to Olivet is the welcome song. It kind of gets everybody hype and in the mood for church. He makes church interesting for everybody.
One of my fondest memories at one particular point in time when he was just not getting ready to come here, my wife and I were trying to make a location change. And I talked with him and I said, hey man, I want to talk to you about something. So we talked and kept on conversating. He said, what you need to talk to me about? And I said, well, I'm moving. And he said, where are you moving to? I said, I'm moving to Belleville. He said, Belleville, what? I said, Illinois. And he laughed. And I said, why are you laughing? I mean, that means I'm gonna be gone. You know, I said, he said, well, I need to talk to you too. I'll be right across the bridge in Florissant, Missouri. I said, for what? And he said, to be the pastor at the Olivet Missionary Baptist Church. And he ended it with, I'm going home.
I thank God that he led me to Olivet to sit up under his teaching, to sit at his feet, to grow and to learn even the more.
My wife is out of town, but she would like to say, Pastor Tate's picture, which is displayed on the hallway wall, shows a person whose expression says so many things to us. When you see the picture, his eyes are actually looking directly at us, as if desiring to tell and share something with us. Now that we've experienced 2 years of his wonderful ministry, we can see many of his desires for us. Congratulations, Dr. Tate, on 2 years. They have flown by, and I'm looking forward to being under your leadership for a number of years.
The teaching that you give is just awesome to me.
It's about service, and that's one thing about both Pastor and Sister Tate, is that they are servants.
We love you, and we just pray God's speed upon you, and we just glad, we just more than glad is to have you as our pastor.
I love you, and I'm glad we're in the same family. Love you much.
What I would like to say to Dr. Tate and Sister Tate is job well done and keep going forward.
I would like to give a special thanks out to Sister Tate, aka my Mama J, because you didn't have to agree with my dad when he was saying that it was time for him to get his son. You treated me no different. You treated me like I was your own son, and that meant a lot to me, and it really touched my heart. And I just want to thank you for it, and thank my dad for, listening to the Holy Spirit and following what thus said the Lord. Our great grandparents and all the above. So I really thank both of you all from the bottom of my heart.
Sister Tate is she's not no daughter-in-law, she's a daughter to me. Sister Tate is one of the sweetest persons I could ever want to have for a daughter. She is a blessed woman. When he got her, he got a blessed woman. He got a helpmeet. What would I like to say to my son, Dr. Tate? I love you, and I'm so proud of you. And I want you to keep on preaching and living the life that God would have you to do. And to God called you home.